Morning, everybody. I wanted to hop on here real quick and go over the markets where I'm viewing and seeing the markets going, where my prediction is currently at, and go over some news. Let's get into it. So the PPI came in a little bit hotter, it came in 0.4% over 0.2% expected on the PPI, which is a little bit hotter, but there is an outlier in there with about a 36% increase in fruits and vegetables. So there's a very defined outlier that's causing this, and it's a large reason why you're not getting this. The sell off's pretty muted, guys. I mean, we're 0.21 down, 21 basis points down on the S&P 500, six basis points down on the Dow, 47 basis points down on the NASDAQ, and 40 basis points down on the Russell 2000. While we have, where are you at? Crypto. While we have cryptos up. And like I said in my previous videos, the crypto bull run is not over. Crypto is going to lead us out of any dips that we have. And it's what I believe is happening now. So let's get into what I'm seeing on the charts and some updates to my previous call of a pullback. So my previous call of a pullback was mainly due to our Williams consolidation box and our Williams R percentage within the Williams consolidation box. My personal strategy, hitting this barrier up here and needing to have this pullback down here to this trend line, right? And to kind of peel off of this barrier to give it some breathing room to move throughout the box and continue higher. Well, we got that down to our first level of 519, and then we immediately hit a hammer candle to the upside after some good previous inflation data and CPI coming in neutral, and now PPI coming in a little hotter, giving mixed signals and giving us this small pullback that we're seeing today. So I wanted to break it down a little further. So if we zoom in here to a 4-hour chart, you can see it much more defined than on the weekly chart. But as you can see here, we had this ascending triangle breakout, a deep retest here. Let me turn on the magnet. Deep retest here, a retest, another breakout, and then an actually confirmed retest of the breakout point instead of a kind of a fake out, a pullback in, and then a push back up. And then you see how we went, right? So where we are at now is we have made higher lows consistently, and now we've hit this peak here, creating resistance, had a pullback to the 519 area like we talked about, and then we broke through. And now what are we doing? We are turning previous resistance, and we are trying to turn it into support. If we bounce at this point right here, if we bounce, we have now turned this 527, 528-ish level into support from resistance, which is very bullish. And we're also right at the 9 EMA, and we have the trailer right beneath it. So, and we have this nice trend line going on. That's terrible. And we have this nice trend line going on, as you see on the 4-hour chart. At the same time, we have everything looking good here, besides the Williams R percentage and inside the Williams consolidation box, which I still believe we need this pullback down to this yellow dot, down to the trend line to give it some room. And you either get that one of two ways. You get that through consolidation sideways while it pulls back, or you get it like you saw yesterday. This thing was down to like here, right? Not fully down to the trend line, but it was down to about there. And because you had this pullback to 519, and you had that pullback but then it immediately snapped back up for this week because it's a weekly candle, and then here we are back at the top. We are a little bit off of it, but not enough in my opinion. So I still believe we're going to get some consolidation, or we could get a bigger pullback. We just a pullback down to 519 here with a red week, like next week or something, or finish out this week as a red week, which I don't believe is going to happen. That would give us the pullback, or just to consolidate up here on this previous resistance and turn it into support before we head higher. That would probably do it as well. So that's what I'm seeing on the QQQ. Still think we're going higher, 560, 580s to measure and move. Still think we're going higher. We just need to, I believe we're going to get this pullback or consolidation, like I've been calling. And it's funny that they're starting to have some FUD around the interest rate hikes or interest rate cuts with the Fed. And that's exactly what I said they were going to do on the news. They were going to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt about the rate cuts. And, it's still 90+% that they're going to cut in December. So I'm not worried whatsoever. And the news is just the news. And even if it's 90%, they're still going to put headlines out there that's a little bit fuddish. So, same thing here with the SPY, but it's not retesting the breakout point. It's not retesting the all-time high breakout point. It's kind of in a bit of a slope, like such, a downward move. So we could, my price target, my level on this, as you see, was 600. And you can pause the video. You tell me why I believe 600 is a reason for this to pull back, and why 600 is that pullback area, that level. Don't mind the Williams R. This is a 4-hour chart, guys. Okay, so if you said to turn previous resistance into support, you're right. Check mark. That's exactly right. This was tough resistance of 600 on the SPY to get through, and we haven't come back to retest and turn it into support at this point. Now we did consolidate here, and we did come back and bounce off of that, and that could be enough. But at some point, in my opinion, we're gonna come back and retest this previous resistance and turn it into support. IWM. Oh yeah, and on the SPY, it's the same thing up here. You're still at this high area up here, and you still need a pullback of some sort or consolidation, so you get this consolidation, Williams R percentage in the consolidation box to pull back. The IWM, I still think it's front running with crypto. Crypto's been up while markets have been down today, but I still think IWM and the Russell 2000 and crypto are going to front run out of any pullbacks. As you can see, we've had 2 weeks of downward move, while on the SPY we've been up, and on the QQQ we've been up. So again, I believe, and especially since this week didn't finish out, I believe we sacrificed this week's pullback. Instead of finishing down here and getting that full red candle pullback, I believe we sacrificed this week, and just delayed it till next week at this point, in my honest opinion. So I believe QQQ and SPY pull back, and then I believe IWM pulls back maybe a little bit more down to say 234 level before we have our bounce and then push higher before the QQQ and SPY. And it kind of correlates with our Williams consolidation box, because we're over halfway down the consolidation box. We're not at the tops here. And you saw what happened when we were at the tops. We had big pullbacks, right? So that's my honest opinion about these markets and where we're going. And I think before end of year, we're back at all-time highs, everybody. I want to make that crystal clear. But I think this pullback or consolidation is still in play the rest of this week and next week. And then we get a push higher. So Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.